What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not
Not another damn podcast.
presented by
Our damn selves.
so 345.
3:45.
Yeah.
Yes.
On this cold ass MLK weekend. We got our first polar vortex of 2024. We in it now. Yeah. Got some below zero weather right now as we do this.
Currently it is -6 degrees. I did
Real
that in my
temperature. Real temperature. Nah,
I
that's not
did
the
that in my Google Assistant voice.
that's the actual temp. That ain't the fucking wind chill. So it's actually below zero. The actual temperature is below zero. And the advisory, I think, lasts until like Wednesday. So we're gonna be under a wind chill advisory for a while. So you ain't
The
gotta go.
high
You
the
ain't gotta
high
go
is
out.
0 degrees today
Uh,
in Chicago.
We never get above zero the whole day. Mm.
Negative wind chill. This ain't it. This ain't it. But it's only supposed to last, like I said, for like the first half of the week, and then we go back to
Our regularly scheduled
normalish
like
weather
30-ish, something like that. Yeah.
in the 20s. But it's gonna jump up until the 40s, like I think next week or week after or something. Yeah, like the week of like I'm looking ahead, like in the 20s, like when you get like the 23rd, 24th, it's supposed to be in the 40s. So I don't know. This weather is just so weird. Like in 10 days, it's gonna be 40 plus degrees in 10 days.
In the vortex. We might call it that. In the vortex, maybe the name of this episode.
Possibly. And then that's why people in Chicago, like when we have weather like this where it's like super cold and then like if it's like 40 or 50 degrees in a couple of weeks, then that's why you see us outside barbecuing. We're not crazy. That's why you see people do that because coming from 0 to go to 50, it's like, oh, it's warm outside now. It's
Oh yeah,
like
you ain't
we
gonna see me in no hoodie.
warm.
I have a t-shirt on and shit during that time.
We're
Yeah.
gonna be outside grilling. Like, it's that's what we do. And people look at us like we're weird, but when you go from 0 to 50, that's but I mean, just still dress appropriately, wear your layers, put on your proper attire. Don't be outside in windbreakers and shorts and and gym shoes. Don't do that. Please don't do that.
No hat and shit. Huh?
Yeah, it's like I'm not. Oh my Lord.
Vortex time though. That's where
But
we
they're all getting it because I saw other
oh
regions
yeah,
tapping in where they're at. So
everywhere.
like somebody from Nebraska in my natural hair group, they said it was like -21 now. I'm like, that's your temperature, -21? What? I was like, wait, what?
SmackDown was as a wrestling fan. SmackDown was in Nebraska the other day, and they were talking about how cold it was on the show. It's like announcers mentioned the shit. It's like
Yeah,
yeah.
when I saw that, I was like, okay. I said, well, as Chicago, I won't complain because Nebraska's at -21. We're at -6 now. Yay. So I won't complain too much.
Yeah, way warm. We three times warmer than them and shit.
Exactly. We gotta take it where we can.
Mm.
But yeah, we saw when we were watching the wild card game the other day with the Dolphins and the Chiefs. Like them fans, I saw fans outside with no shirts on. What the hell? Like that just blew my mind. Like it was like -7. They was like wind chill was like -20 wind chill or
Since
something
they
there.
were playing the Dolphins, they thought they were in Miami. That's what it was.
And people were actually, they showed some people. I don't want to call these people idiots, but these people were outside. Let's go with no shirts on. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm not that serious a fan. It's like
first of all, I wouldn't even be outside like in the weather, but I can't do cold. I wouldn't even be out there, first of all. That's the first part. But the fact that these guys were outside and shirtless, but then you saw some people appropriate. They had on like the whole ski mask and like blankets, and they were like like the people that were outside. Like some people were like, bundled up really well, but
mm,
but
was
the Chiefs did
dramatic.
pull out that big. They won, well, not pull out. They won. Like they was a convincing victory. They beat the shit out of them. But my thing is that the Southern people, like the Miami, they ain't used to this up here. So
Mm.
I think that's just what happened when.
Uh, we used to joke about that back in the day. They called it bear weather. It's like, yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
And then like when teams like Miami would come in, it's like
Miami come here, it's like
the old Soldier Field, not the spaceship as they call it when they come in the Soldier Field and shit, and they be
like a
like,
cereal bowl.
what is this shit? It's like
But it is something with that where like if you're not used to certain areas, so you go in and you're like to us, we're like, okay, this is Chicago.
yeah.
We do this in Chicago. We do the snow, we do the cold, we do this in Chicago. But if you're not used to this type of weather, they definitely like they freak out when they get like the few times that they did get snow, like in Florida or Atlanta, like in Georgia, like that, they were like
I remember,
they were going
I
crazy.
want to say it was last year around this time when we had a vortex and it was which I still hate that they got them extra regular season. I think the regular season should end before the new year. That's just my opinion. Like I hate that they added those extra games on. Like I don't, especially for bad teams. Like I don't want to see bums playing in January. It should only be playoff teams by then. But that's but like because and this is what I'm getting with it. The Bears were still playing. And it was a day like today. And I saw that it was like get tickets started just $20 because it was like that. I was like, if you gave me tickets, I wouldn't go to that game. Like, ain't no way. Because they had tickets starting like $20 for the Bears. I said, if y'all want to go, y'all going to that game. I was like, I'm not sitting out there.
I'm sitting outside. I'm not sitting outside past
I don't
October.
care.
That's just
I
my
don't care if
honest.
the tickets were free. I'm not going. Like I
That's
said,
just my honest stance right there. Past October, I'm not sitting outside for a
if you
football game. I'm
paid
just
me
not.
$20 to go to that game, I'm not going. It's like shit. Some shit I'm just not
I
doing.
can't do that. Is
So I saw that. It was like $20 tickets. So like y'all, y'all better than me and shit. I'm not going out there.
not $20
Because it
tickets.
was a day like this, and like who the fuck is going to a football game like right now and shit? But we saw they are going like at least it's playoff games they going to now. Wasn't like a bomb ass regular season team like last year. So,
Them diehards.
yeah.
But I tip my hats to them diehards. Like you guys are out there and y'all. It could never be me. That's all I'm going to say for that. It would never be me out there in any capacity. Like I said, the fact that you guys are out there shirtless, like it's like that's
Since we talking football, the end of an era right here. I just mentioned it. Yeah, Bill Belichick he stepped down as the head coach of the Patriots after 24
whoa.
years, 6 Super Bowls. So yeah, 6 rings in 24 years. He stepped down. He was like
Mm.
what Greg Popovich was to the NBA, is what Belichick was to the NFL. That's the comparison.
Hmm.
It's like I guess it's right, yeah, because Brady retired, so it makes sense. Yeah, even though Brady left like a few years ago, yeah.
Did
But
Brady really retire though? No, I'm kidding.
back, hey, come
He
back,
gonna come, he
come
gonna come out like at 48 and be like, "Hey, I still got something left in the tank. Put me in, coach." Is he gonna do that?
back up on Justin Fields with the Bears.
Mm-mm.
The
That
fifth
man,
Brady, he'll be
what is
amazing.
he like 45 now? It's 44. He's old. Brady is old. Like that man is old. He needs to just chill out. You got your kids, just
Belichick's out of there. I was
yeah,
like, oh wow, okay, yeah, that's huge.
yeah. But it is I mean, 20, think about it, 24 years. That's a long time to
That's
even
like
in like a
almost a
regular
quarter.
job, that's still a
Yeah,
long time to do any job.
that's almost a quarter of a century. That one guy, like, yeah, at the head of, as head coach, is like that's
Think about it, it's kids, it's guys that are in the NFL now that weren't even born that,
all they know. It's like, yeah, it's like they
that
don't
weren't even
remember
born yet.
anybody else ever coaching that team. That's
Because
all.
24 years ago, like I said, well, we just started 2004. So, I mean, 2024. So that would have been 2000. But if you just want to say 1999, that's like we just started the new year. So, you know, it's people that are in the league that weren't, yeah, that weren't even born yet. So they've always like, oh, Bill Belichick. They've always looked, and that's always been who was the standard of like what a coach should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like for us, like standard for coaches, like Phil Jackson, like that's what your coach, like your coach should be. That's what your coach should be.
yeah,
Greg Popovich. You should have people like that. It's like your coach. If you like goes to Pat Riley, you go old school.
facts.
Mhm. But
Mm. Since we
so
talked here, just
who's
started.
going there though? Who's going there though? Who's going to be there?
It just
Like,
they got plenty of time to for a search now. Yeah, because like the off season's coming up, so they probably gonna take their time like finding like his replacement. I
The
don't know
right person to
if they
really
promote
fit
him
their
within
system.
or they just like go outside. I don't know what they're gonna do yet. Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely keeping an eye on that. And since we talking about, we mentioned like the year just starting like 40 years ago was a huge like 84. It's like we were just talking about this before, like, and I thought I'd bring it to the podcast. Is like we said like the best music and movies like pretty much in the 80s. It's like
I hate to be biased, but I'm not trying to be that person that back in my day everything was so much better because everything wasn't. But musically and movie wise, the 80s is superior to like it's superior to most stuff. I'm sorry, it just is. The 80s is superior.
in these movies,
It
I'm just
is.
looking at you want to talk about box office or just talk about yeah. You want
84, let's go. Let's see what happened 40 years ago.
I'm just gonna break. I'm not gonna even read all of these in the order. I'm just gonna
When
or
I
should
was a child, when I was a little bit, 40 years ago.
well, fuck it. Let's bring it up. Let's bring the graph up and shit. Yeah. And we're gonna be like, you're gonna be like, yeah, like it's gonna be like, yeah, there's so much shit that came out in '84.
Because some stuff I can remember off the top of my head and
Yeah, I'm
seeing them
fucking
like
fun.
as a
Yeah,
kid. Like I remember
yeah.
seeing some of these movies as a kid. I saw a graphic of the shows that started 40 years ago. Also, I saw a
We
graphic
getting
of
there too.
that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
And
there.
I was like,
Mm.
I'm like the 80s, it was popping. It was popping. It was popping. Oh my goodness.
Okay, why is this thing not coming up?
You said the graphic.
Yeah, I'm trying to share it. It's not coming up. It's like yeah, technology, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Technology
Oh,
sometime.
there it is. I found it.
Okay.
All these graphs look the same. It's like, all right, can we
Okay,
see
now
this?
I see it.
Look, okay, 1984. This is like yeah, IMDb. Yeah, Ghostbusters. This
Something strange
yeah.
in the neighborhood.
Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom.
Yes, that was my favorite one.
Gremlins was 3.
Yes.
Karate Kid. Police
Police
Academy.
Academy was 84. Wow, I forgot about that.
Footloose. Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop was 84.
Star Trek 3 came out. Romance in the Stone. Splash was 84.
Flash,
Purple Rain was 84.
Purple Rain,
Revenge of the Nerds was
Revenge of
84.
the Nerds,
84 might be the best year ever for movies.
Bachelor
Breaking.
Party,
Breaking.
Breaking. Oh
Bachelor
my
Party.
God.
Terminator.
Terminator. What?
Friday the 13th, the final chapters. Conan the Destroyer, the last Conan came. So
Oh.
Arnold had two big movies in 84. Yeah, Conan the
Muppets Take
Muppets Take Manhattan. Yeah.
Manhattan. Scarface.
Scarface, yes, was it was what else we got?
16 Candles. My God.
The
See?
Jungle Book came out of the vault that year.
Jungle Book.
They took it, some Disney had the vault going on. They brought it out of the vault in
The
84.
Never Ending Story. Wow.
I'm telling you, 84 might be the best year ever for movies. It's like
Amadeus.
Amadeus.
B Street.
Yes, 84. Pinocchio came out of the vault.
Pinocchio.
Cotton Club, yeah, with Gregory Hines and them. 84 with my DC Cab. I think that came out the end of 83. Yeah, yeah, it came out 80 December 83. I was like, yeah, I think that came out the end of 80.
Not DC Cal.
But 84 might be the best year for movies. Like Nightmare on Elm Street, yeah. So yes. The first one, yeah.
Okay, 84 was deep. I didn't know it was that deep.
Like I think 84. So this is the 40-year anniversary, like all of those movies. That's why we mentioned in 84. It's like, yeah, 40-year anniversary. So like 84 was like an amazing like as far as movies. It's like I was like, whoa. And I forgot, I was like Breaking and Beat Street both came out that year.
How
I
many of those
forgot about
movies do I watch regularly on the list?
Beverly Hills Cop, baby.
Purple Rain.
Not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
I think it's on Netflix now. I think, but Beverly Hills Cop is on Netflix. I think.
Yeah, and I saw it somewhere else too. Maybe two. I saw it somewhere else, like that.
It's on Netflix, yeah. So you
Shout out
can
Inspector.
stream it.
Shout out
It's
Inspector
available to
Todd.
stream.
Yeah.
More original nerds don't be offended because it's a lot of stuff in the original nerds. So you guys who are sensitive will be
Revenge of the Nerds.
nerds. Oh girl, oh girl, oh girl, oh girl.
Yeah, 84 was like it slapped, man. And that was just like the top 100. We didn't even keep going. It's like, yeah, this list
Oh
just
my
goes on and
goodness. I
on.
can't. I
Yeah,
can't. Just the movies were great.
yeah.
They were great in 1984. I think I'm gonna show Ghostbusters to I think they can watch Ghostbusters to kids. I think they
That's
can.
PG. Yeah.
I think they can watch Ghostbusters. I just don't want Khalil in my room and having nightmares. So I'm like my room would be scared.
But I was around Ari's age when Ghostbusters came out, so she's definitely old enough.
Yeah, she's definitely she'll like it. I know she'll like Slimer because she liked him on the Just Dance games when we did the something strange in your neighborhood. We did the dance to that, and then they had Slimer come around and he slimed all the
Yeah.
people when you're like doing the dance. You have to like do the dance with the, and she liked Slimer. Said, who's that? I was like, that's Slimer. I said, okay. I said, I liked Slimer when I was your age too. I liked him because I watched the Ghostbusters cartoon when that came out, the Saturday morning
Oh, the
cartoon.
the real Ghostbusters, yeah. The TV
Yeah.
cartoon. Right. And that is the history of that is interesting too, how that happened. Why they call it the real Ghostbusters is like a real, like a convoluted like backstory. Cause like I remember another show being Ghostbusters on there, and it was like it was whack and shit. Yeah. So it's like it wasn't the movie. I was like, this is like because like they trick kids. It's like yeah, because like the Ghostbusters, the movie, the '84 movie, like was obviously that's the one that everybody wanted to see.
That's the one everybody wants.
Well, some little known show back in the '70s called the Ghostbusters that nobody remembered. It was whack and shit. Yeah, so they own like the name Ghostbusters, and I think it was made by I think Filmation like wanted. So then when it was time to do an animated version, like the people who made that original whack version in the '70s, like they own the rights to they wanted to like do the animated version, but then the people, yeah, Columbia went with another studio to do it. It's like, okay, and so like these assholes, they said, okay, we can put out a Ghostbusters. Hey, we technically only we could put out a show called Ghostbusters. So they put out so what do you think they did? They put out a cartoon based on that whack ass '70s shows that nobody remembered. So with kids coming up, it's like, oh, Ghostbusters cartoon. We watched like the fuck is this and shit. So then like the next day is like literally like a show called The Real
The
Ghostbusters.
real
I
Ghostbusters.
was like, this is it. Yeah.
This
It
is
had
it.
the
And you
theme
see
song, it had
Slimer.
Slimer, it had like at our four heroes from the movie. It had
Yeah.
everybody was there. It's like yeah.
Everybody was there. The whole crew was there because you can't have it without Slimer.
Yep.
And then Slimer, remember they had the ecto cooler
So
high C juice boxes.
yeah. Slimer got
Remember those ecto coolers? You remember those, see?
those are weird. So if you like it's two car animated Ghostbusters out there. It's Ghostbusters and it's the real Ghostbusters. The good one is the real Ghostbusters. That's the one that's based on the movie. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna look and see if I can find it.
That
Hopefully I can
whack
find
ass Ghostbusters.
not that whack one. No, not that whack one. I'm not watching that.
The kids were confused. It's like it's about two assholes and an ape. It's like we're like, what the fuck is this and shit? It's like yeah. So this ain't Ghostbusters and shit.
That's creep show, asshole with the two assholes with an ape. That's creep show. That's creep.
Like, yeah. So then at school, then we said like say, oh, you mean the real Ghostbusters?
The
That's
real Ghostbusters,
like,
yeah.
you see Ghostbusters change the channel. That sucks. It's like, and it only lasted one season, so they knew it sucked too. It's like they were just mad because the studio, like Columbia,
they were in their feelings, yeah, because
they said, well, we still gonna put out a Ghostbusters cartoon. Like,
and you failed.
that I was a kid, but even I knew that was stupid then. Like, even that, I like really
just stay in your lane.
You got two Ghostbusters shows, and one of them sucks. And shit.
One of them sucks.
And I love like I found like the IMDb when they used to have message boards. I used to just go on just to read for the comments on that. People talk about how much this show blows and all of that. Of course, you're gonna have their defenders like, yeah, no, it wasn't bad. I like this show. Like, no, you didn't.
That was somebody's child or grandchild, you know.
Or people just like to troll and like go against the grain. Some people just like to be devil's advocate and all of that. Like, this was not good. It's like, the good one was the one with our four Ghostbusters and Slimer. That's the one with the fucking the hearse.
The girl that works
with the hearse is like that's the one. The firehouse they lived in is like, yeah,
that's her name. The girl who worked in
the quirky girl is like, yeah, that
I can't think of her with the red hair and the glasses. I can't think of her name.
Was the secretary? Yeah, the little quirky girl is like, yeah. That's
the Ghostbusters that we watch.
not these two assholes with this ape. Like, that's not good. And knock it off. But it would be comments is like, yeah, no, I like this show. Like, stop the cap. It's like, no, you didn't.
But now, can we have like a celebration? Can we have like a commemorative 40th anniversary for some of this stuff?
84, yeah, because like
Can we
that.
do that? I mean,
So now and that Ghostbusters was the #1 movie of '84. Because like we like to try to guess and like break down like what was each year like the movie. And I guess Ghostbusters right. I'll probably say that Jedi was probably '83. I would say that's right. Like we were like trying Back to the Future is probably
I
5, yeah.
I was pretty close. I would have thought Indiana Jones would have
That's
been.
another one I would have
But
said.
I was close.
I was like
It was
Temple
number two. So I mean, I was close.
Temple
That's why
of
I'm
Doom.
very good.
The top three were like I pretty much got. I said Temple of Doom could have said or Gremlins, and that was 1, 2, and 3 was
That
Ghostbusters.
was my guess. My guess would have been
It's like
Indiana Jones. Temple of Doom would have been my guess for the #1 movie of
I
'84.
said it's probably Ghostbusters. I said if it's not Ghostbusters, either Temple of Doom or Gremlins, and those were 2 and 3. So odds be knowing and shit.
Know your stuff, yeah.
Those is my guesses. That's the only two I can see. Like I can't see any of the other movies beating.
Any other ones like hopping it.
Yeah, so it's gonna be like one of those three. Yeah, let's look up TV shows now. That shit. That's the one you said. Yeah,
Yes,
I
because
know
when I
some
saw
big ones that and we were talking about this. Then you had mentioned like some of the shows, and I was like that came out in '84.
somebody posted on Facebook under, I think it's a classic television group or whatever, and when I saw just the list of the shows that these shows debuted this year, 40 years ago. These shows are 40 years old now, and I'm like,
Hey, let's go to IMDb.
that's the nostalgia to make you feel
Shout out IMDb. They're the shit.
make you feel old, but I mean,
Okay,
because
these
some of these
shows.
shows, it's like I vividly remember watching. Like I watched these shows. Some of these
I think
shows,
me personally, I probably remember every single one of them.
I didn't remember every one. I'm like,
Like,
okay, I never heard this one, never heard this one, never heard this one. But like, okay, I watched this.
pretty sure I remember every single one. Oz was. Well, I'm old, but I'm not that old. I'm old enough to remember '84 and shit. Yeah, '84.
Yeah.
Of course, the Cosby Show. Yeah,
What's the coffee show? Of
Miami Vice,
course.
the Transformers.
Robots in disguise. That we ran 3 seasons? Or 4 seasons? Wow.
The Transformers.
I thought it ran longer than that.
It probably had reboots and stuff, but yeah,
Yeah,
that original show was just Adventures of Sherlock
I don't
Holmes.
remember that.
Only did a season. Yeah.
I
Murder.
don't know what that is. Of course, Murder, She Wrote, Angela Lansbury.
Who's the boss? Tony. Shout out Tony, who plays on Raising Kanan now. He's a mob boss on that.
I liked Mona. Mona was my favorite on Who's the Boss? Because Mona was just hilarious.
That was Jessica Tate, right? I think that was
Tate, yeah.
I want to say that played Mona. Tony.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, I remember that. So yeah.
I saw the reboot. I didn't remember the original.
Like around 2011.
The Morris Chestnut.
I remember this version of it.
I know the Morris Chestnut version.
Night Court, which they have a reboot
Night
of now.
Court,
Like I think on Netflix, I think it's a new version of Night Court.
Yeah, it is. It's a new one.
Like I said,
It's the guy's daughter. It's supposed to be his daughter. That's
Harry Anderson's daughter. Yeah,
it's supposed to be his daughter.
Out of the main cast, like is just Marsha Warfield and John Larroquette. And I think John Larroquette is the only original cast that's on the show. I don't think Marsha's on the new show. So yeah, I think they're the last two still alive. Yeah. Airwolf, I kind of remember. Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I remember this show.
I don't know what that is.
Watch Jeopardy, the
Jeopardy
version, not the original version, the Alex Trebek version. Yeah. Charles in Charge with Scott Baio started.
I remember this show, but I didn't watch it. But I do remember the Charles in Charge. I
remember.
I didn't watch it. Yeah.
Punky Brewster.
Punky Power.
And they had a cartoon too. You remember that? Yeah, that they had an animated version of Punky Brewster that came with Muppet Babies.
Muppet Babies, of course. my fave. That was like my fave. I love some Muppet Babies.
Except for Baby Piggy. I couldn't stand Baby
You didn't
Piggy.
like Baby Piggy?
Rest of them, yeah, yeah. I fucks with y'all. Like Baby Piggy, you can kick rocks and shit.
Baby Piggy justice. Don't diss Piggy.
I like adult Piggy. She slapped. It's like Baby Piggy. I didn't like. So it's like she was just mean to everybody. Like adult
Baby
Piggy
Piggy.
was dope. It's like I didn't like Baby Piggy.
And Nanny was Barbara Billingsley,
From
June Cleaver.
from Beaver, yeah, from Beaver's
I
mom.
remember mom was like, "That's June Cleaver." Like the first time we watched Muppet Baby, she was like, "That's June
Because he knew
Cleaver."
the voice right away. Yeah, so Voltron. Okay, that debuted '84.
Defender of the universe. Okay,
Yeah, everybody wanted to be Transformers during that time. That's where this came from.
this is we got Transformers at home, basically.
Robin Hood, Highway to Heaven with Michael Landon. I remember that.
I
I
don't
didn't
remember
watch it,
that
but I
show.
remember
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Hunter. I remember
Remember this show? I don't know what this is.
he was a cop. Yeah, it's a cop show. Because it came on with the lineup with this. It was like V, Hunter, and Miami Vice. They all came on together. That was that line Friday night lineup. So NBC went hard on Friday during that.
Okay.
They had like the action lineup, I guess what you called it. It's like V was at 7 o'clock, then Hunter was 8, and then Miami Vice closed it out at 9. Yeah, that was the action, the Friday night action lineup.
Friday night action.
I guess Thursday was the comedy lineup because you had Cosby Show, Family Ties, Cheers, and Night Court. So like Thursday
Yeah.
went hard. It's like
Thursday went hard. Yeah.
Thursday went hard. It's like,
Thursday
and I
went
think
hard.
the 9 o'clock, yeah, I think was it still Hill Street Blues or something like that. They had then they had one like drama, but the rest was comedy like for Thursday night. Yeah. Thompson for okay, I don't remember this. Okay, yeah. And this shit is still on apparently, yeah. Or it went on until 2021. Yeah, that shit I don't know. The
I
but
thought
now,
it came out later than that because I remember Thomas and Friends in the 90s. I didn't know it started in the 80s.
okay.
Yeah. I remember in
it
the
was
90s.
still on
Yeah.
until 2021, yeah, apparently.
I definitely remember that in the 90s.
Okay, now we get to the crap. I don't remember any of
Yeah, I
these.
don't know what this is. The
Let's
bill.
yeah, we in the crap now.
Yeah, the
Santa
new
Barbara. I
Scooby-Doo.
do
Okay.
remember Santa Barbara. It was a daytime
And I remember the new Scooby-Doo stuff. Yeah, the mysteries.
the Snorks. Okay, there's
Snorks, yeah.
Heathcliff and the Cadillac Cats.
Heathcliff, no one should terrify the neighborhood.
Now we got so we had some crap, and now we back to some good stuff again. So like this crap was rated higher than Heathcliff. That's what's funny.
How you rated higher than Heathcliff? Wait a minute.
Was Thomas and Friends rated higher. I guess the shit was on until like fucking 2021, and Heathcliff was canceled in '85, so that's why. Or '87, it lasted. 87. It only ran a season. I thought it must have been in syndication until that month. Riptide, I remember that.
I don't know what that is.
Living Planet, don't know. That's still on. It's like yeah. This shit or some I don't know what the fuck that is. This looks like Kate and Alley. I remember that show.
How do we these? Okay.
The Master Don't Tripod. Okay, now we're in the crap section.
Yeah, I don't know what any of these are. I don't know these.
I'm probably going. Rainbow Bright came on.
Rainbow Bright, of course. I watched it. That only ran for 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Wow, I seem like I ran longer than that. I watched some Rainbow Bright. That was my show.
The Super Friends.
Super Friends.
I thought they started in the set. Oh yeah, 70. So it must have they must have rebooted it like around 84.
Probably, yeah.
Because I do remember because like I'm a Batman guy, so I definitely watch Super Friends. My nigga Batman right here.
You love some Batman.
So you Batman, G.I. Joe, WWE, like those are my three.
It's the car. It's the car. Chicks did the car. That's why you like Batman. It's the car.
Kids Incorporated. I remember that. Yeah. It was that was like a variety show. Like it was like all that before all that. Basically, it's like
what's car was on it? I want to say I think Fergie was on Kids Incorporated. I think.
I see her name. You're right. Good call.
Yeah, I think Fergie was on there. Yeah.
Patterson was on there too. Was like okay.
Oh, okay. I didn't know Rashad Patterson. I remember Fergie was on.
Like, you said it right now. I was like, yep, there's Fergie. GoBots. I mean, hey, what's funny about GoBots? People call GoBots a knockoff Transformers, but actually they came first. So Transformers are Transformers are the Cedric the Entertainer, and GoBots was Cat Williams. There we go. They did the joke first. It's like, but Transformers got more famous doing it. They did the joke first, though. GoBots is Mark Curry. You said Transformers is they did it.
Stop.
It's like,
Stop.
then people say go when they're knockoff Transformers. Actually, they came first. I think GoBots. I think started in '83. Like the toys, like the show probably was '84. Like '83. The Transformers was '84 is when the toys came up. So they just did it better than GoBots.
They did better because Transformers still has movies out now. So
and people ask their kids what a GoBot is. They're gonna have no idea.
like what?
You probably don't even remember the fucking.
I don't even know what that is. GoBots. I don't even know what that is.
They were they robots and turned into cars. It's the same thing as Transformers.
It's Transformers. I'm sorry. Transformers is the best.
They were made by Tonka. Transformers was made by Hasbro, I believe. Yeah, so
that's Hasbro. Yeah, Hasbro.
Hasbro ripped off Tonka basically. They said,
hey, but Tonka had the bomb trucks, so them Tonka trucks was strong. They were sturdy.
Dump trucks, yeah.
Trucks was strong.
You probably don't remember that. Like the Three's Company after show was like, yeah, it's like when Jack, it was like when Jack moves in with his girlfriend, and then the father is like always meddling. That's the show. Like it only lasted a season.
Sounds terrible, but
it only lasted one season.
It sounds terrible. It does.
It was the Three's Company after show that nobody remembers.
Like the Sanford Arms, I said.
It's like the Sanford Arms, thank you. The Sanford Arms. Or the Golden Palace. It was like that.
The Golden Palace, yeah, it sounds terrible.
Show. It's like let's do Three's Company without Janet and Farrelly and none of them. It's like let's just have Jack and his girlfriend on there. It's like
yeah, it's terrible.
That's all of those. Yeah, so that's your 84. Like 84 was an interesting.
Well, now I think I may do like my own little movie / TV night in my house and like just watch like stuff that's like
you probably get through this whole year just doing 1984. There's so much stuff came out that'll last you through the entire year. If you do a show like a week or something, yeah, you get through the whole year.
I think I might do that. I think I might, I'm feeling a little entertained. I feel like I want to entertain myself a little bit, so I might do that.
I gotta break out the DVDs for Cosby because you're not gonna find that. Like these days, it's hard to find.
Yeah, I don't want to buy off Amazon because like it was free and now it's behind a paywall. I'm like, make it free again. Or it was on Amazon Prime for a long time.
Add it to Tubi or something like that. Like put it on one of those streaming services. Like if you don't want to just put it on Amazon Prime, put it somewhere else. Like
put it on behind paywalls. We pay enough for subscriptions, and then you keep on upping our subscriptions every year, or like
I have the Cosby DVDs. Like I do have. So you want to have big fun? I got the DVD.
I'm probably gonna buy me the series. I might have to buy it on DVD. I might have to do that and break out DVDs.
Back in the day, yeah, and I was like,
how foreign break out DVDs? How foreign of me now.
Bust out the DVD. Yeah. Nah. Good stuff though. Yeah. 84 was a great year for movie
84.
And music. Yeah. Well, let's look at albums that came. We know Purple Rain came out that year.
Purple Rain, Purple Rain. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to be biased, but the 80s did have some great things. Obviously, some not so great things, like, cassettes weren't that great. Things like that weren't good.
That's what dookie.
What else was dookie?
Cassettes being at the top of the list.
But we did have some fun things, though. We did. You say you're going to look up what? Music albums?
Yeah, I'm looking top albums from 84. That's what.
Yeah.
Hey, I got them.
Got them. Okay.
Because I'll say I can't look on IMDb, but I found another site. Yeah.
Okay, internet.
100 greatest albums of 84. Was this digital? What's this called? DigitalDreamDoor.com. I haven't heard of this site, but they look it looks like they know what the fuck they talking about. Just like glancing at this list. Okay. Purple Rain.
Purple Rain.
Born in the USA, Bruce Springsteen. Like a Virgin, Madonna. Run DMC.
Album
is like, Van Halen's 80.
Van Halen was huge.
Yep. Private Dancer Tina Turner came out in 84. Yeah, 84 was a great year for music too. Like 84 just slapped. Footloose came out that year, the soundtrack, of course, because the movie came out that year.
Oh, the Art of Noise.
Art of Noise, yeah. They
Moments in Love.
Yeah. The Time Ice Cream Castles. which was their last album. People don't realize they Time broke up right after this. That's the one with Jungle Love and the Bird.
Jungle Love and
That's yeah, Ice Cream Castle.
oh, Sade, Diamond Life. Sade had an
I think
album.
that's the one with what's the big record?
Smooth Operator.
Smooth Operator. Thank you. I'm like, yeah, what's you knew exactly. I was like, what's the big record? Yeah, that's the Sade album was I Feel For You, Shaka
I
Khan
feel
came
for
out
you, Shaka
84.
Khan. Shaka Khan. Shaka
Or the
Khan.
Beverly Hills Cop, like, dude.
Oh, Holland Oates had an album. Okay.
New
Yeah.
Edition, they had their first album. Shannon Let the Music Play. I remember that. the Fat Boys' first album came out. Houdini, I think that's the one with
Houdini.
Freaks Come Out at Night. I want to say that's the album with
Freaks
that.
come out at night.
Or
The freaks come out at night.
Bon
Freaks come out.
the Bon Jovi album might be the one with what's the fucking I can't think what's the one they had? I can't think of it right. But they
I
had an
get
album out there, yeah. Sheila E's Glamorous Life was
Glamorous Life. Yeah. And that's what we are. We all want to love inside. Yeah.
well, yeah, 84 was a big year for music too. Woman in Red, because that was a soundtrack that Stevie put out. I remember.
The
Rocky
Jacksons' Victory.
Victory, yeah. That's the last. No, they had one after that with 2300 Jackson. This is the next to the last Jackson album. This one with Torture on it. That's the way.
Torture.
That's the one with Torture on it. Somebody's watching me.
Rockwell.
Rockwell's one and only album came out in 84. I always feel.
Wow.
84 slapped, man.
Star Child, yeah. Tina Marie came out. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So 84 was just a special year. So this is the 40th anniversary of all of that shit we just named. We started movies, TV, and music. Yeah. Huge
so
year.
84 may be a strong contender for like best year ever, maybe.
Yeah.
It could be a contender.
A lot of those albums I forgot because I remember. I can't remember Purple Rain. I remember Private Dancer, Run DMC, like certain ones I knew right.
Like a Virgin Madonna.
Like a Virgin, yeah. Which well, shout out Nile Rodgers produced that as his shout out Nile Rodgers.
Nile Rodgers still performing. He was at the New Year's Eve
thing.
thing.
Rocky Hill with Dick Clark.
New Year's Eve thing. Watch it.
We look, he was like, right? He's like, he got to be like 80.
Like Nile Rodgers still out there killing it. He's still out there.
He's one of the pioneers of disco. Disco, think how long ago that was. It's like Chic were like they were like topping the disco
This is
chart.
how I give references to if I'm in my 40s and I wasn't even born in the 70s and I'm in my 40s. So you know how long ago that was.
Any of the 70s because obviously you weren't born. So yes.
Right. I wasn't here at all. So think about how long ago that was.
Well, yeah, this is good. Like, yeah, no, like going back, yeah, because having a little bit of fun.
What we're going to do now is go back. It's fun going back to look, and then you get to reminisce about, like I said, I remember like my excitement when I first saw Muppet Babies. I was legit. You couldn't tell me nothing. Like I was Saturday morning. I was on it.
And that came from Muppets Take Manhattan.
Muppets Take Manhattan.
Flashback scene when a Piggy and Kermit like
be a movie star.
A horse in the carriage. It's like, and then it's like so what if we knew each other when we were kids? It's like like so then they flash back to them at the nursery. Yeah, like I wanna be a movie star. How come Piggy was so likable in that, but she wasn't on Muppet Baby? Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. I just didn't like. I didn't like Baby Piggy.
I liked all the characters. Of course, I think my favorite was probably Animal. Animal was probably my favorite, baby.
Man, Electric Mayhem. Let's go, man.
Go bye bye. You want to say go bye bye?
Greatest band in history, the Electric Mayhem, with Dr. Teeth and Janice and Zoot and Floyd and Animal. Let's go, man. They should have did their own spinoff. It's like it could have had a baby version of the Electric Mayhem. That would have slapped me.
Animal.
Bunsen and Beaker, I like them on
Bunsen and Beaker, yeah. Because he would always like do something then blow Beaker.
Blow Beaker. There, justice with Beaker. There we go.
Bunsen was hectic. And then my assistant Beaker is going to help me. Beaker be looking like, I don't want to help you.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Good times.
Oh my
In
God.
simpler times, the 80s. It's like,
Simpler times,
we
simpler
didn't
times.
have these things right here. These we just be outside all day, like yeah, and our parents didn't care. We'd be outside on a day like today. Cause we'd be like, we're gonna go play some football. Like we were nuts. It's like we're going to play football in weather like this. Like, with
Oh
the
my
King
goodness.
hanging out with the Kingston crew. Shout out Philip and Court, Milk and Scoop.
Oh my goodness.
Arnold, like Eddie is like we be nuts out playing football in weather like this, like me and Feast.
That was true. That was just crazy.
Where's
That
mom?
was just
Boy,
crazy.
get in the house. Like, where you going? Oh, this football weather. Like, no, it's not. It's like,
We did too much. Like some stuff that we should not have done in the 80s. Like I saw a post that said our parents didn't realize how far we rode our bikes in the 80s.
absolutely, man. Like that, because back then, like yeah, back in my day, my old man, we on the bike. It was like having a car to a kid. It's like, yeah, like, I can go anywhere now. It's like, yeah, like,
That's
place,
right.
places that are too far to walk, and then you didn't have money for bus fare, so yeah, hop on your bike. It's like,
You say you rode to Indiana and bought fireworks.
yeah, yeah. Fact,
You
I
buy
don't know what's
like
more ridiculous, me riding to Indiana or like the fact that they sold fireworks to a
why
child.
they sell fireworks like a 12 year? You were like 12. Why they
I'm
sell
like,
fireworks to you? You were
they
like
had the little
12.
stand right across the state line. It's like, which is still there. It's like it's part of the gas station because the gas station wasn't there yet. You know that first gas station. They
Under the
still
first
have
when
the
you
little
cross right
fireworks
there under the
spot.
skyway. It's
Yep.
like right under the skyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right there was just a standalone, like a little like it was like a trailer where they sold fireworks out of there. And I guess when they built the gas station, now they have the little the roll
And they
down
have it connected now to the gas
connected to
station.
that gas. I went there,
When
yeah,
you told me that
on
you
my
rode
bike.
over there and you bought
4th of
fireworks, I was
July,
like, what?
yeah.
Like, wait, what?
I was like, yeah, 4th of July, I'm getting fireworks because like dad had stopped buying us because we used to get our fireworks, and he was like, yeah, I ain't getting no fireworks, so I was like, I'm gonna get my own.
That's just ridiculous that you rode over to Indiana and did that. And
Care about us? They said, okay, yeah, like,
like, okay, like you obviously were a child, but okay, we're gonna sell to this child, to this minor, obviously, with no adult around. It's like, okay, we're just gonna sell to this kid.
take these rockets and these Roman candles. Like, sure, yeah, I won't tell if you won't.
But like we always say, it was a different time because the 80s, like things were a little bit more, it was a little more lax in the 80s, but now it's like you can't even buy like seriously, like if you scan like some cough medicine, it'd be like ID,
Yeah, you
like
can't
you
even
can't
buy it
buy cough medicine.
because of the rappers drinking lean, and that's why they fucked that all up. The lean drinkers made cough syrup like a 21 and up item. And some places though you have it locked up. You can't even get it. They either got it
Yeah, it's
behind
like I didn't
the guy behind the
realize that.
checkout, or they have it like behind the glass where they gotta get the key to
I
get it.
looked and I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, it's like you asking for ID for this?
Yeah.
For something I bought, like for this, y'all need ID for this? Really? Like you kids today are kind of y'all just find anything to mix and make something with.
You have
All
our
that mixing stuff together, you guys should be. I'm gonna be a mom now. You guys should take that talent and learn how to do something like constructive with it. If you can mix things and learn that, you can be a chemist. So you can
chemistry
learn
class.
do
Yeah.
yeah, you can learn do real stuff.
How you getting F in chemistry, but you know how to make lean?
You should learn how to use like because that's the thing. Turn a negative into a positive.
I
You
guess
can
it started with our generation. Like, yeah, the whole crack thing is like, how cats knew how to like with the baking soda and know how to mix crack. It's like
watching like so we were watching not Boy in the Hood, Men's Society with Kane was like making stuff. Yeah.
Too Short and Kane. Which a lot of people to this day still don't know that that's Too Short and that he was in Minister Society. He
It
handed old
sure
dog
was.
the fucking say, "You ready to put a hole in the motherfucker?" And then when
That
Kane
was,
the
yep,
thing,
that was
like,
too short.
like, yeah, you know where everything at in the kitchen. It's like, yeah, it's Too Short.
That
It's like,
was too short. Yeah. What's my favorite word? That was too short. Yeah. I forgot that was him.
a lot of people like, what today is old. It's Too Short is in Minister Society.
Not too short. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, they go. they had crack recipes. I think the Source magazine caught some fuck flack for that. They had a recipe for crack. So y'all just telling, teaching kids how to make this shit. They had a crack recipe
Who did this?
in the Source magazine.
Who did? Like what?
So okay, use 3 ounces of baking soda. They had a whole fucking recipe.
No. That ain't it. No, that ain't it. No. No, we had to no.
Like, oh, these are for like educational informational
This
purposes.
is for educational.
How's that educational?
It's for educational, sure.
Well, I remember that being highly controversial. Like the
Who was
Source.
funding Source magazine at the time?
Hey.
That's why I'll say who was funding them. Let's look and see who had ownership.
Was it Corla Ray's daddy at that time, or was it somebody? I don't know.
Let's see who had ownership, and then we'll know the whole story.
I'm just gonna have a good night. Hold up.
Oh, and then if you go back still to 1984, I said, and this is going to come a little bit full circle. 1984 also did they also have the best drafting class in the NBA? Woo! Another thing from 1984 that happened.
Oh, baby.
I just thought about that. Did they have the best class?
Good one, kid.
Did they have the best class? Because
are we getting there? It's like only contenders. Yeah. 84, 96, 03. That's the contenders. We're gonna pull up 84 right now.
So we talking about we in 1984. We in a 1984 mood right now. We in the 84 mood. Didn't Dad have an 84 Monte Carlo?
He had I think he had an 81. I think his was
81. Like, okay, I knew he had 80 something at Monte Carlo because he had the training day card, but his was gold.
Yeah, he had the gold, the one that Alonzo had.
Yeah, Alonzo had.
And Dad didn't have no switches on his, like his didn't try, and he wasn't playing Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, we wasn't doing this in it.
He wasn't playing Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg.
I could have had some spin. He could have been playing some spinners in it. No, some jazz. That's what Dad listened to. Some jazz. Play some jazz in it.
Play some Miles Davis.
Play some Miles and some Coltrane. I don't think you can hydraulic with Coltrane.
Draft, Wikipedia. Number 1 pick, Hakeem Olajuwon.
Of course, Hakeem, the dream.
Hakeem then, but now Hakeem Olajuwon. Number 2, Sam Bowie. Number 3, from North Carolina.
Michael Jordan. Do you think that he turned out okay?
I wonder whatever amounted to
what happened to him.
I wonder if he had a better career than Sam Bowie.
Did he have a better career than Sam Bowie? I wonder. Is he still memorable now?
Number 4, Sam Perkins. He has Michael's teammate from North Carolina. Barkley at 5. Yeah. Okay, he's a bomb. So. Alvin Robinson at 7. I don't know this dude. Otis Thorpe at 9. Leon Wood, kind of remember. Kevin Willis, 11. Michael Cage with the cold curl. I remember. Stockton went 16 in this draft.
Stockton.
Got Jeff Turner. Just reading names I remember now. It's like, yeah. Let's get later on. It's like, yeah. Do we have any surprise picks in this? Later on, you be getting like them surprise picks. Yeah. And back then, the NBA had like 3-4 rounds. It's like the draft just never ended. Back then, we're in round 3 now, so yeah, which is why we don't know most of these names. We're in round 4, like 5. Okay, they had 5 rounds.
They probably did a season or 2 and it's never did anything else. Probably.
You see why they stopped having all these rounds. And
that's way too much going on. That's way too.
Now they say 2 rounds and yeah. Okay, any undrafted players? Probably not. Yeah, but just like the heavy hitters were big in this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Jordan, Hakeem, Stockton, Barkley. Yeah, like the heavy hitters mattered. It's like, and then you even had good role players like Sam Perkins. You had Otis Thorpe, even good role players. Yeah.
But when you look and you see that Michael Jordan came to the Bulls 40 years ago.
Yep.
That happened 40 years ago.
Yeah, this year. 40 years ago this year it happens, yeah. Another great thing from 84 I forgot to mention is this might be a whole 1984 fucking episode. It's wild. It's like what was big in 84 too, like the 84 Olympics was big. That was
yes.
Barry Lou Retton. Lewis is that was a big year. The Olympics were big in 90. And once again, it all matches again because like just like the NBA, the '96 Olympics were big. So it's like that was with Dominique Dawes.
Dominique Dawes and them, yeah.
So like it's like it all
Michael Johnson.
yeah. It's like so like I was thought about that. That was '84 when the Mary Lou Retton and Carl Lewis was '84.
So, about when Carl Lewis sang the national anthem.
It's terrible.
And the Rockets, Wrigley.
Carl Lewis, he was he should have been tested like Marion Jones and Michael Phelps and Sha'Carri because he definitely was on something. But
and he gonna say and then
definitely should have been tested. He was on something. I don't know what, but he was on something. I think every Olympian was on something. The more I think about it now, I was like, yeah, because like to be on that level, you got to be on something. Think about the best ones were always on something. Like, except Michael Phelps was like the GOAT, and they felt he was on shit. It's like,
even like with the 70 home runs, like Mark McGwire and
the baseball players, obviously, Barry Bonds and all that. Because like people put an asterisk next to them, but like because with each sport they put like the GOAT in each sport. Like Jordan, obviously, not some people. It's Jordan to me, obviously, is basketball.
It's Jordan.
Some say LeBron. I say it's Jordan. It's like Some say LeBron.
That's 9 out of 10 people. It's Jordan.
It's Jordan. Like
Jordan.
9 out of 10 people our age. It's like
our age. It's Jordan.
9 out of people like 25, they might say LeBron. It's like but it's Jordan.
And then when you showed them kids the Last Dance, and they were like, them watching the Last Dance is like, what? He did all. It's like, yeah, we lived that. We lived through that.
Jordan. Football, I say it's Brady. Like that's a controversial pick, but I say it's Brady. Who else is like?
I mean,
fucker got 7 championships. It's like,
I mean, it could be.
I said in baseball, I say it's Barry Bonds. That's when I get real controversial. He got the record for like home runs, like the most in the season and most overall. It's like, yeah, sure he was on shit. It's like, but some people like put Hank Aaron or like other play. Some even go back to Babe Ruth, like way back. Yeah. I'd say it's Barry Bonds. So yeah, sorry. Like hockey is Gretzky. Gretzky, yeah. Golf is Tiger, who just left Nike after 27 years, by the way. Yeah.
I saw that. I was like, that's interesting.
Story, yeah. 27-year run with
that's a long time, and you just
tennis it like can go a couple ways. A lot of people say Serena, some say it's like other names they put out there.
Serena.
Yeah. That's what I know, so I go with Serena, but a lot of old people go like a whole nother era and shit.
Old people.
I guess NASCAR is that really a sport? I guess it is. I don't watch NASCAR, so we're gonna skip them. Like Dale Jarrett, I don't know.
I don't watch NASCAR, so if you watch NASCAR, tap me, and I don't watch it.
I guess it is a sport, but it's not.
It's a sport, but
driving. But I guess it takes skills to like be able to like drive cold like that. So yeah, it's a sport.
Yeah, to whip it and do like because they be whipping around and doing, Yeah,
it's a sport. Boxing, Ali. I'm a Tyson guy, but Ali is the GOAT though. Yeah. Tyson, some say it's Floyd. It's like that's one can go 3 different ways. Yeah. Some people Floyd is their guy. It's like if you like that's the LeBron crap. You under a certain age, you say Floyd is the GOAT. It's like it's like cats around our age. It's like Tyson. It's like yeah. But I would say Ali. Gotta respect the OG. Did I miss any sports? It's like I started getting some obscure sports like MMA, like, but I'll say it's that's John Jones. A lot of people don't follow that, but yeah, some say it's Anderson Silva, some say it's Connor. It's like depends on the
I don't follow MMA. The only name I recognize is Conor McGregor. That you just say
because he's always in the news. That's why
he's hectic, yeah.
Because of his not because of his fighting.
Not because of his fights, but because he's like
always in the news.
Like justice for curling. We can say no, I'm kidding. Curling, that's a sport.
Bowling, that's no.
Of course, gymnastics, Simone Biles.
Biles, thank you. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
Gymnastics, I would say Simone Biles.
Figure skating, I gotta go with Tanya Harding, the goat. Man, I gotta go with my girl Tanya. And some other names some like Debbie Thomas was
I was gonna say Debbie Thomas, but that's what I was gonna say.
I'm going with my girl Tanya. I gotta ride with Tanya Harding. Tanya's the goat.
Tanya was a real hit, right?
Oh yeah.
Too soon.
When I saw Tanya, I saw you make the face. You're like, why? Why?
I still gotta watch that, the I, Tanya movie. I still have to watch it.
With the lovely Margot Robbie as Tanya Harding.
I think it was a little miscast because
I think she got nominated for that though. I want to say.
I think she's a good actress, but like she didn't look nothing like Tanya Harding. She looked nothing like her.
Really to be Tanya Harding.
Yeah, I'm not trying to take away from Tanya Harding, but
they dressed her down, but she's still like.
Still, it's like
even a dressed down Margot Robbie is still hot.
It's like even still, okay, you put a ponytail, take off makeup on her, it's like she's still beautiful. So it's like whatever.
Talking with a trailer trash accent, it's like but still I'm Margot Robbie. You know what I'm saying?
Looking like Jamie Presley and Ringmaster. That's what she was looking.
They kind of look alike too.
They do look alike.
Margot Robbie and Jamie Presley kind of look. They could play sisters. They kind of.
That's how she was. And Ringmaster. That's how.
Well, yeah, gotta go with my girl Tanya. She's a go. Justice for Tanya.
Debbie Thomas. That's what I'll say. I'll say Debbie Thomas. I'll keep it there.
Some will go Kerrigan. Yeah, I'll say it's time. That was a wild ass story looking back at that shit. That was 30 years ago because that was 84 Olympics to 84. So that was 30 years ago when that shit happened with Tanya.
Oh, the 96 Olympics. 96.
That was 94 when that
94, you mean 94, yeah.
You know, like they have the Winter Olympics.
Oh, yeah, the Winter Olympics. Yeah, that was 94 when that happened. Yeah. So that was 30 years ago.
That was when that shit happened. Like was 30.
That was 30 years ago. Wow.
Or Winter Olympics when that Tanya Harding shit happened. It's like why? When that shit.
Gosh. Jeff Galooly.
Galooly changed his whole name. It's like, yeah, that and then the cherry on top, then they had a sex tape that got leaked on their wedding night. Is like because she had the wedding dress on, she's like taking the dress off. So like they like and I get like like they wanted to film their honeymoon, but then had to who leaked the tape. I think
that was a leak tape that was a leak tape no one wanted to see. I'm not trying. No one wanted to see that.
Definitely don't need to see a text tape with Jeff fucking Galooly. Definitely didn't need to see that shit.
Yuck.
But
oh goodness.
Looking
but
back,
1984 overall,
yeah,
was a pretty kick-ass year. 1984 was pretty kick-ass.
A lot of good shit happened.
Mm-hmm.
Where was I going? Oh yeah, let's talk since we're going like nostalgic and still like the Ring of Honor ceremony that took place at yeah.
Yes, because like that's where I want to circle back to. I said so since we did bring in Michael Jordan,
yeah, and like, who was not there, who was there via satellite. He sent in a pre-recorded message. It's like,
and I feel like mixed reviews about that because I'm like, this Ring of Honor ceremony, it was planned in advance and it was done to honor.
How are you going to talk about like the greatest Bulls and Michael Jordan is not there? It's like it's
and three of them weren't there.
It's kind of ridiculous. Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, none of, and some would say like, are maybe the three greatest Bulls of all time. Rodman's debatable, but like Jordan, Pippen, definitely. I wanted to.
Jordan, Pippen definitely won two in there. Rodman's the greatest rebounder.
But because he wasn't here that long, that's why some people was like, would they put him in as in the top three? Some would, some would. Like
I would say for if you just go straight rebounding, yes. I said, but I don't know if you just say like just overall. I'm not sure overall because he wasn't here that long, but he made quite an impact.
He was here 3 seasons. And guess what? They won the title every season. He was here.
He made an impact.
He had a 3-peat impact every year. Like Rodman never went fishing, as they say on inside the NBA. the
It's
whole time over here.
it's
He was here.
quality over quantity in that instance. That's why I would
Yeah,
say quality over
his 3
quantity.
years they won the title. All 3 years that he was there.
But I think that legitimately, Rodman's, because I saw Rodman's video that he had, he was like the weather kept him back, and like that's one that I could kind of be like because we did have a snowstorm
and
right
and
before.
and these guys are older too, so like traveling is not as easy as like Rodman is
Yeah,
like in his
yeah, they're
60s.
like 60. These men are like 60 years old now.
But like,
So it's
like
like,
getting around is not as easy as when you're younger. It's like,
I mean, him being like the weather kept him back because he was like, I really, because on the video, he was about to be in tears. He was like, I'm about to start because he was like, he really wanted to be there. He said, but the weather had different plans for me. And like, we did have a snowstorm. I mean, it did delay several flights. Like, several people did get delayed trying to get here. So, I mean, his was like, it seemed like his was legit. Pippen just seemed like he's been in his feelings since this whole last dance thing. Pippen has been, I don't know.
kind of
But
just been he's been on
then Thaddeus with Michael's
I
son.
was
So, I
about to
mean,
say
that,
like that thing, Thotty Pippen, who
you
like
know.
said that now she's like she's full of cap and shit. Now she's saying her and Marcus Jordan have sex 5 times a day. He said you said the same shit about Scotty, like it's like, but she's saying it in a good way now. It's like I saw her, she was on some shit. I was like, this chick knows how to keep her name in the news and shit. Yeah.
My question is, do these people have jobs? Like, what do you guys do in your like? What do you guys do throughout the day? You just have sex at your job? Like, do you have other things that you're doing besides having sex throughout the day? I mean,
No offense, who wants to fuck Thotty Pippen 5 times a day? Knock it off, man.
but it was nice to see, and I get why they tied it in together because Steve Kerr was able to be there because they played the Warriors, so
Oh
that
yeah,
was a
so that's
perfect
like perfect
tie-in.
timing to like so that he'll be there because he's with the
Mhm.
Warriors. So that was good
And
time.
then Bill is already there because Bill is on the
Yeah,
radio. So then Bill
Stacy
just shifted
Young,
over. They
yeah,
gave him the night off from the radio because that's what he usually does. He calls the game on the radio with Chuck Swirsky. So then he just slid over and went over and was in the honoring.
Neil Funk was a nice touch. That was good.
Neil Funk, that made me smile so much. I was like, that was so because I wasn't expecting
I remember when Neil Funk was the radio guy, like back in the
mm-hmm.
'90s, like during the championship years. He was,
Pass it for three. Ah!
yeah, he was the
He
radio
did that.
guy.
Pass it for three.
Back
Ah!
the TV guys back then were like Tom Dore and Johnny Redker. Like that's the TV bulls I remember.
Right.
And then like Neil Funk was on the radio, like with John Paxson during part of those, and with other hosts like during like different
I
times.
miss the size Funk as a hunk. I used to like seeing those sides of the arena because everyone would always have it would always be one person with a funk, at least one person that had Funk as a hunk side. But that was really nice to see Neil Funk there because, like I said, I know he's older too, and like he retired some years ago.
About
And I think
three
I want to
seasons.
say he's like in Miami. I want to say that's where he retired to Florida. I want to say so when he came in, I was like, oh, okay,
That was a nice
that's
touch.
that's a Bulls legend right there. He's a legend for the Bulls organization.
Yeah,
And but the thing that I'm ashamed of as a Bulls fan,
I know where it's going there.
like okay, the build up. So like when they saying all the guys who they had R.S. Gilmore, Bob Love,
The
the
true the
OGs, the
pioneers, yeah.
OGs.
Rest in peace, to Jerry Sloan. Like, yeah, like he was like the Bulls'
Mm-hmm.
first superstar. Red
Rest
Kirk,
in peace,
like, oh,
Ronnie Red Kerr. I
mhm.
hope Norm gets in on the next one. I hope Norm gets in because they
Oh,
say they're going to do it again in 26.
yeah,
I hope Norm gets voted in posthumously because he deserves it. I think about Norm when I think about Chicago Bulls. I do. He
yeah.
deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, because like Red like Norm, Jerry Sloan, like Artist Gilmore, they were that Bob Love, they were that first wave of Bulls, like the
mm-hmm,
pre-dynasty era. They were that first wave.
mm-hmm.
All of those guys. Yeah.
Yes, they were leading up, and of course, when they did, of course, with Phil Jackson, of course, Phil is the man.
So
Phil is always
some once again like the goat as far as NBA head coaches, like some like pop
Phil.
some say is Red, like, but I'm a Phil Jackson guy.
I say it's Phil. I say it's Phil with Pop being a close two. That's why I say Pop is a close two to me. Pop is a very close two, but I say Phil is
I wasn't alive when Red and the Celtics were doing their thing, so I can't speak on that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I say Phil and then Popovich. Those are my two that I go with. But
He had
after they
Phil
get
had three. He had three peats, and then two more with Kobe and Powell. So it's
Kobe
11
and Powell
championships. Damn it, 11.
with different teams.
Yes. He did
He had
two.
Michael Jordan. He had Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan Jr. So I mean, he did
Yeah,
it two. He did it two times.
yeah,
Because Kobe was Michael Jr. He did it two times.
yeah.
So so of course when they did Phil, everybody was before they could even like just start, as soon as they started naming like his accolades, because how they would do it, they named the accolades and then the audience was cheering. And as soon as they started Phil's accolades, of course we knew it was Phil. You were talking about it. The audience was screaming. And then the sad thing, when they did Jerry Krause
And they showed
and
his widow looking sad. Yeah,
and his widow was sitting there because obviously like some of these people have passed on. So like I think for some of the people, like their son, somebody's grandson was
you
there
have
for him,
like a representative. Yeah,
a
like
representative. Like I forgot whose grandson was there. And then some of the people look just like their, like somebody's son. I was like, oh my God, I was like, he looks just like his father. Like when they showed the picture, I was like, his son looks just like him. But when they did Jerry Krause, because his wife was just sitting there at first, his widow was sitting there at first, just like kind of like, just regular face. And then when the crowd just started booing, and it was like not even like a little, it was like boo. It was like that. And then his wife, and then she started crying. Like she actually started crying. And then you started hearing some people, then you start hearing some like, yeah, and then you started hearing some, yeah, you started hearing some applause over that,
once
once
they
they saw her crying, then they started trying to applaud it
I
out.
saw in the comments people like Bulls, but y'all getting as bad as Philly fans, like,
Yeah, that was trashy. That was like I'm a lifelong Bulls fan, but that shit wasn't cool. That wasn't cool. I mean, it's a
and
time and a place for
I
everything.
see like in my timeline like the mixed reactions to
I
that.
see the mixed reactions too.
Will,
People was like,
Will,
"Well,
Will
he
disagree.
broke up the
He
championship.
also put
He
together
put together the championship."
he also put the team together and shit. Yeah. And then people say, yeah, but how hard is to build around the GOAT? Like they had the cocaine circus, like traveling before Kraus. They had the traveling cocaine circus. So
They
yeah,
was some cokeheads. They was
yes,
some
you do have to put a team around him. You can't just put Michael Jordan and those guys. Like would they have
those
ever
guys.
like yeah. He hired Phil Jackson. Sure, he fired him too, but he hired him. It was like because
Mm-hmm.
like he had to put
That
the right
matters.
coach in that spot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that all that matters. It's like, yeah. For all of y'all, I think that it's
I was
just
like,
about Jordan
I
and
was like, yes, he's responsible for the rise and the fall of one of the greatest dynasties in basketball history.
people
But
don't know the real history of that is like he didn't really break up the dynasty. Like he was done with Phil Jackson.
he was doing Phil
That's what it
Jackson.
was. It's like he's like, and that's what he said. I don't care if y'all go 82-0. Like we're not bringing you
We're
back.
not bringing back Phil. And then Michael
And
loved
Michael like said
Phil.
like, okay, if Phil's gone, I'm
So
gone.
I
I'm
go.
firing again. Yeah, he's like, and like Michael like being a poker player, he was bluffing. Mike wasn't ready to retire. It's
Mike
like
wasn't ready to
that's
retire.
won three in a row. You're not ready to retire. It's like yeah, it's like yeah.
But he had to stand by his word because like once he let
Once they
Phil
brought in
go,
Tim Floyd, he can't come back now. He looks like an asshole. Mike had to stick to that. It's like he can't come and play for like Floyd. It's like yeah, he had to stick to that. Yeah.
but I thought that was just classless doing that. I was expecting more. This is what I was expecting because I mean I know it's still like Jerry Krause's name in Chicago is still kind
I
of
know
you know
Kraus
still
has a
kind of
banner in the United Center, but I don't remember them ever having a ceremony for that. They probably just quietly hung that
they
banner.
probably just hung it.
Like, of
So
course,
this
I remember like the old like I don't remember Jerry Sloan's being up because obviously that was before my time. But I remember Jordan, Pippen, Phil Jackson, of course, and then they did Bob Love like somewhere in that they retired his number around like in the mid '90s. I remember all of those retirements. This Kraus one I do not remember. It's like I
this
just
is
saw it one.
what
I was like, oh, Kraus got a banner. They probably just
this
hung
is
it up.
what I think that this is what I thought was going to happen. Like when they did Jerry Krause, I thought that it was either going to be silence or the
Polite,
dry,
polite clap. Like,
the dry polite clap. That's what I was expecting. I was expecting either silence or a dry ass polite clap. That booing, that loud, I was like, wow. They really doing this in front of his wife. Like that was bogus. That wasn't cool. That wasn't cool.
yeah.
Like it's a time and a place. Like you could be on your message boards or whatever and talking about, yeah, you could do it then, but doing that live that wasn't the time
Yeah,
or
he
place.
did not like the guy, but like booing the motherfucker's dead and shit. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah. Like
You could talk your shit online, like like I said, away from but doing it live there, that wasn't the time or place to do it live.
And I'll tell you this, like I'd rather have Kraus than Garpax or Acme. I'm just saying, it's like who you putting in front of your front office, like Kraus, Garpax, Acme. Like who do you want? Like who's had the most success out of those three? I'm just saying, it's like say what you want, but that's what I'm saying. Damn it.
And on that note,
Wrap this thing up. Not another damn podcast, episode 345. There we go. In the vortex, yeah. And we definitely got cold at the end right there. We definitely appreciate you supporting us. Yeah. Cold, not summertime shy, wintertime shy. Maybe we'll call it that too. Wintertime shy. You want to support us further? You know what to do. Give us a like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms, talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What up, Tasha?
Hey.
YouTube and your Amazon Alexa devices. And you can follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, TikTok, and X, Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. You know how to get at me, y'all.
And you can check me out at MSIMA8626 on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Also, STR8GULLEY1 on X, STR8GULLEY7 on Instagram. Also, you can check out the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs, and for your video production needs. Check out straightgullyproductions.com.
I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
And we will talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.